it's awkward to try to explain that to people, but I don't know. I was reading up on the history of the French occupation of Algeria. That makes for some really cheery reading if you're interested in, escapist. Just check out Wikipedia. And they used to go to mosques in Algeria and put churches on top of the mosques, which is kind of a slightly offensive thing to do, I would say. But it's a good thing that now everybody's secular and nobody's doing that sort of thing. So everybody should just forget about all that and get over it. But somehow there seems to be a little bit of resentment in certain quarters of society in different places. After the massacre in Norway, I was reading up a little on the Knights Templar, the organization that Anders Breivik was a big fan of, claimed to be a member of, although they don't seem to have any actual members since the Inquisitions and the Crusades actually ended a few hundred years ago. But other bad things that happened since, like fascism was one of those little interludes. But they say he acted alone for a Europe white and free, a sick and twisted man from an otherwise sane society, the image of Aryan blonde, almost iridescent, with a manifesto quoting from the Crusades to the present. But he stood on many shoulders, of this we can be sure, a millennia of xenophobes who slaughtered to be pure since before the first crusade, when a mighty Christian band hacked and stabbed and burned their way to the Holy Land. They say he acted alone, but in his mind he was another of those who came before him, his mighty Christian brothers who rode covered in armor, served their masters well. They vowed to chastity, they vowed to kill the infidel. They marauded west and east in the name of Christendom. They killed Jews, pagans, Muslims, fellow Christians by the thousand in the name of Jesus. From the Jordan to the Rhine, the red cross on their chest plates, their terrifying sign. In the shadow of the Knights Templar, they say he acted alone. No one said this of the Pope, whose victims were left burning or hanging from a rope. The Lord's own Inquisition for 6 centuries, the ethnic cleansing of a continent, a Christian tyranny. European Jews and European Muslims fled the Christian caliphate to be protected by the Sultan. For 500 years they prospered beneath the Turkish sky. For those left behind, convert or die in the shadow of the Knights Templar. They say he acted alone, but he's living in a country where the xenophobic right is the biggest party. And he's living on a continent that is overrun with prime ministers who tell us multiculturalism is done. They talk of their traditions. They swell with Christian pride for their civilization built on genocide. Anders Breivik pulled the trigger, but he did not write the play. That script was being written 1,000 years ago today. In the shadow of the Knights Templar. They say he acted alone. They want us to believe that moderating rhetoric is the best we can achieve. But moderating rhetoric will bring us nowhere near to the understanding that the problem is right here. European empires, European greed, European Christians poison European seeds, European racists running European states, European tolerance for European hate. In the shadow of the Knights Templar. I'll do one more completely non-controversial song, which is my specialty if you hadn't noticed, and then we're going to get Walter and Jaggy up here, and I spend a lot of time in Scandinavia, and if you ever go to Scandinavia and you ask somebody, what do you do for a living, if you ask you know, 10 people, what do you do for a living in random places? I guarantee you that 4 or 5 of them will tell you, I'm a pedagogue. And which is always a bit of a conversation killer for me, because I'm not quite sure what that is, but there's like, the society is full of them. And they do all sorts of different things, which is part of the confusion. It's not just like one thing. They study, they research, they work with children, drug addicts, the elderly, all sorts of different things, and I'm not sure, you know, what they do with them, but it seems to be positive, because society, you know, these societies seem to be doing better than most. And I was told by a Danish pedagogue that this song was pedagogical, so I was very happy about that. First, you have to have a problem. That part isn't hard. The second step is everybody realizing they're like you. They're holding the same card. Step 3 is finding there's a tactic when everyone believes it could be true. That if all the people work collectively, there just might be something we can do. Everything can change. So quick. Congressmen and businessmen and TV sets will try hard to make sure it isn't so. You don't have a problem. If you know, it's not a... You don't have a problem. And if you do, it's not the same problem. And if it is, there's just nowhere you can go. But it's happened many times. The history is rich, though we easily forget how a meme can take hold and grab you. How it can spread out like a net. And everything can change. So they'll say we are lost, or we're dreaming, or they'll make a dream for us. They'll try to come up with a good story about why we belong at the back of the bus, about why we belong in this position, about how we don't know what we meant, about how there most certainly isn't any such thing as the 99%, but everything can change. So quick. Everything can change. So quick.
Okay, so for those at number 1, you know, another hand for David Rovics. David's got some of his music here, and as we've also stated, right, if you fill out the questionnaire that we've handed out to different people, place it in the box that has David's picture right over there near the counter, and you can win a free CD as well. So once again, you know, thank David Rovics for coming by, and as well his companion Kamala will be there with CDs and music, and as well T-shirts for those that are interested. So the next part is a little workshop we're going to be doing. I'd ask for those people that are interested that you get a little bit closer. We're going to form a little circle. So just bring the chairs up.